There's the green flag. Red light is on. And someone already starting. It's Roberto Colciago. I've never seen anything quite so blatant and ridiculous in all my life. Ever. Colciago obviously very upset about the penalty that he got first time, and he has literally gone almost straight into the lead. They must be wondering where they are. Off to the left is Rickard Rydell, and Rydell is going to have the line, although there's some oil there, and it's Rydell. He had the line, but Lamy must have got alongside. Will Lamy get through? Difficult to see as they go up the hill. We couldn't quite see, but it is Rickard Rydell from Pedro Lamy, and then was Jacques Villeneuve, I think, and two cars there, 35 and 31. Jörg Müller and Ishikawa, the Japanese driver, already out of it. Well, frankly, Roberto Colciago being quite so blatant as that, I think was quite ridiculous. I would say the bloke should be black flagged out of the race, frankly. But that's not up to me. It's up to the stewards of the meeting, and we have some very experienced stewards. But it's Rickard Rydell, in spite of being forced way over onto the wall, but not unfairly, I wouldn't have said. That was fairly tactical between the two of them. Rickard Rydell in the lead from Pedro Lamy, and then in third place, the second of the Tom's drivers. It's just a little bit difficult to see. I think it's Tom Christensen. Yes, Tom Christensen, then Colciago, and then Jacques Villeneuve. So Colciago in a good position there. A lot of dust around on the circuit. It was very slippery after the gear race. And they put down a lot of cement dust to try and soak up the oil. So it's quite dusty out there. Ooh. And it's Rydell from Lamy, from Christensen, Villeneuve from De Ferren, from Coulthard, then number 36, Russell Engel going well, and then number 9, Rubens Barrichello. There is Tom Christensen and Jacques Villeneuve. They may be good friends, and Villeneuve moves out. Christensen is edging him over. They swerve at one another just to a small, what can we say, destabilizing effect, but Villeneuve going through quite nicely there ahead of Christensen. Christensen did not seem to have the advantage. He seemed to be slower. There is the order on the road at the moment after 4 laps. Angelelli closing on David Coulthard. In fact, Coulthard was slowing. Yes, Coulthard slowing and pulling off. And a driver there hit what looked like the tyre barrier on the left-hand side. And who that was, I think it was Russell Engel, may have hit the tyre barrier on the left-hand side of the track there. So it's Rydell, Lamy, Villeneuve, Christensen, De Ferren, Angelelli up to 6th, Barrichello, Bushu, Peter, and Anthony Reid. And that's Pedro Lamy. Certainly the greatest hope Portugal have had for some while, in spite of the best efforts of Pedro Chaves, who got into Grand Prix racing. Lamy trying hard to cut the gap between himself and Rickard Rydell. I'd say he's succeeding as well. I'd say the gap is down quite considerably between those two, between Rydell and Lamy. There is Lamy pulling away. This is the battle for third place, Villeneuve and Christensen. Jacques Villeneuve driving very, very well these days. He hasn't put a foot wrong, touch wood, this weekend. Used to be a little bit wild. And then behind him, there's Angelelli, or there was Angelelli, who had overtaken De Ferren. And here they come to complete lap 13. Rickard Rydell across the line. 2 minutes, 19.75 second lap. And Lamy's time we wait to see. 2 minutes 19.68, so the gap stays at about 2.5 seconds. Rydell has reacted. Pedro Lamy, who has won just about every title he has even vied for. In karts, in Formula Ford, in Formula 3, in Opel Lotus. And here comes Rickard Rydell to start his last lap. Rickard Rydell on lap 15 now. Go through. Pedro Lamy in second place. The gap between the two of them just under 2.5 seconds now. And I think Rickard Rydell has all that he needs to do, has done all that he needs to do. Just being ultra careful, as long as he doesn't let Pedro Lamy get into his slipstream, and Lamy closing up there, perhaps leaving it a little bit too late. And then Villeneuve and Christensen looking very threatening because Angelelli is closing on him. And this really is a fight to the checkered flag, but Rickard Rydell has just 2 corners remaining. Pedro Lamy slides wide there. Rickard Rydell just 2 corners to go before he wins the FIA's Intercontinental Trophy. 1 corner now. Lamy again wide, using all the track and a bit more. But it's going to be Rickard Rydell coming up to take the checkered flag. Rickard Rydell of Sweden comes up to win for Tom's Toyota, run by the Takatsu Clinic Racing Team. He wins the Macau Grand Prix, and behind him Pedro Lamy. In third place Jacques Villeneuve, then Tom Christensen and Massimiliano Angelelli gaining on them all along, and then Gilles de Ferret. So after a best of 5th place in 1990, Rickard Rydell wins the FIA's Intercontinental Trophy, the 39th Macau Grand Prix, by 1.5 seconds only from Pedro Lamy.